Please note that this video comes from someone who's been a fan of Little Mix since late 2017 and has proudly streamed the hell out of the discography. I have a lot of respect for the members and I have a lot of good memories being a fan, and this tour brings a lot of emotions and nostalgia. So Confetti Tour happens, marking almost 11 years of Little Mix and starting the band's hiatus. A lot of you have asked me about making a video about the tour, and here it is. We're gonna go through many aspects of the show, so this video is gonna be divided by sections. I've gone through a lot, and I mean a lot of fan cams on YouTube, and I have some nuanced thoughts, both positive and negative. I will be critical in this video. I have a reputation of being honest, and this video is no exception. Without further ado, let's get into it. Having 10 years worth of musical material and 7 albums, making a good setlist sounds almost like a nightmare. I actually remember talking to my friends and being like, how on earth are they even supposed to make a setlist? But I must say, I think they did a good job. 22 songs made their way to the show's setlist, showing off all the different colors and sides of Little Mix pretty well, I think. Obligatory hits from the previous albums mixed with more recent material was definitely the way to go. And I have seen people complaining about the setlist not having enough newer songs, but considering how many songs they had to choose from, I'm not even gonna try to nitpick. I loved how they opened the show with Shout Out to My Ex. It took me off guard, not gonna lie, but I really like the choice. This song is iconic and has a life of its own. It sets the tone of real unity and celebration of Little Mix. I also really like closing the show with Sweet Melody. I think it's an appropriate and exciting choice, and I'm glad that the girls didn't decide to close the show with any ballad. Apart from the obvious must-haves, I like the inclusion of Heartbreak Anthem and Breakup Song on the setlist. I love that Move was there as well. Happiness and Gloves Up were solid choices out of Confetti. It was also cool to hear Love Sweet Love live. Love Me or Leave Me was a beautiful touch to the setlist.
There is one song in particular that you guys just don't stop going on about. And we knew we could not do a final tour without doing this next one.
The fans have really been waiting for this one in particular. And those of you who got to experience it live, I'm happy for you and also jealous. One of the highlights of the show has been the rock version of Woman Like Me. Such a good, bold arrangement, bringing lots of energy and new life to this song that I feel like has never really been a fan favorite. And adding the cover of Free Your Mind by En Vogue was a great choice, and I loved it just as much as most of you have, if not all of you, come on. It really allowed the girls to bring some appropriate sass and fire. Also thanks to it we got this. Honestly, let's rip the band-aid off quickly. It wasn't good, not in general, and definitely not up to par with Little Mix's standard. The girls have never been this out of sync, not only in terms of dancing and movements, but also in terms of energy. Don't get me wrong, when they're good, they're good. Just like anyone else noticed, the Confetti Tour was far less choreography focused than their previous shows, which that in itself is not a problem. I do not mind it at all. I repeat, having less complex choreos and less choreography in general is not a problem of this tour, because the stage presence is. Listen, the amount of random, disoriented, awkward, sloppy, almost embarrassing moments on this tour really speaks for itself.
So know. Never be the girl I was before. I'ma let the big things in my life break down. All eyes on me, so VIP. All of my dreams, but the day did me wrong. Some good go on and on and on. Push my keys too many times. Turn to that, and I'll be on my way to leave. But I stopped too much rest when I heard this melody. Was that a lie? It was. He used to sing me sweet melodies. He played me, made me believe it was real love. Sing me sweet melodies.
Their body language and facial expressions are so all over the place and rarely complement each other. Sometimes one member sticks out like a sore thumb because they are either too passive and weak or too strong and intense in terms of stage presence. The girls clearly seem comfortable on stage, so I don't know. And the choreography often doesn't help. Who choreographed this? Like, come on, I'm just asking myself, where are the memes for this? This is a prime meme material, and I can't be the only one to think this. I don't know what's the reason for this, but the show at times is painful to watch. Just rough. Like, I would go as far as saying that the show sometimes looks like a parody of Little Mix. Speaking of the girls individually, Leigh-Anne has had some random moments where she doesn't match the girls' energy at all. However, I don't think it's always her fault necessarily. And for some reason she seems particularly lost during Woman Like Me and Power. Having said that, I must say I enjoyed Leigh-Anne's stage presence the most on this tour, and she definitely kept on improving as the shows went by, which is great. Jade had a really good stage presence when she felt like it. I found her to be very inconsistent, switching from underperforming to overperforming, kind of struggling to find the right balance. At times she really did give out this drunk aunt at a family dinner kind of energy, and I don't know, that's the kind of energy that she was going for. Perrie seemed a little too in her head at times. Being a charismatic performer, Perrie performs best when the energy of her facial expressions matches her body language. But sadly, it hasn't always been the case on this tour. First of all, there are more than a few costume changes, which is cool, especially since for many fans, it is an important visual aspect of the show. Each member wears 6 different outfits, and they're all choices. Let me be very clear, I am no expert at fashion, truly, especially female fashion. Like, I may not know any shades of any colors, but these cannot be good. I refuse to believe that they are not possible at best and terrible at worst. And before someone says that they're meant to be campy, I've checked the dictionary and apparently campy doesn't mean the same thing as tacky. Again, it's not the girls' fault, but what is this? Who made this? Why does Leigh-Anne look like a chicken? Why does Jade have ribbons on her ass? One of the good things that came from having a less dance-oriented show was more live vocals. What's great is that some parts that the girls used to lip-sync were sung live on the tour, which is always a big plus in my book. The girls still use pre-recorded vocals though, especially but not exclusively during more challenging parts. Jade and Leigh especially were lipping a decent amount of their higher butted notes, if not a lot.
Somewhere the trousers at the same time.
I'm not gonna talk about the lip vocals in detail, I just want to let you know that the girls were using different pre-recorded tracks. Don't quote me on that yet, but I'm convinced Leigh is the one who has lip-synced the most on this tour. At this point, I would like to appreciate and give Perrie some well-deserved credit for singing live the most, even including some of her more challenging parts. She was giving a lot vocally, even on dates she wasn't in the best vocal shape. And you may say it's reckless, but I say respect, individually. I loved the breath control of Jade during her bridge of Leave Me, beautiful job. In general, I think Jade has really been solid for the most part. However, I must say this. I generally love Jade's creativity and musicality and how she's often able to come up with tasteful and exciting note changes. But on this tour, it was too much. It seemed like she was doing ad-libs just for the sake of doing them. And I know you may be tired of singing those songs in the original way, but come on, it's the last tour. Leigh, despite some issues with breath control, has been solid as well. I really like the confidence she's been singing her parts with. And I think she truly shined during ballads, impressing with a clean and emotive delivery.
Every piece of you, it just fits perfectly. Every second, every thought, I'm in so deep, but I'll never show it on my face. But we know this, we got a love that is whole.
Also, her lower register and vibrato sound better than ever, I feel like.
Blocking my blessings anymore. Never be the girl I was before. I'ma let the good things in my life break down. This is unfair. And love ain't gonna leave me.
Perrie hasn't delivered her best vocal ever, but once again, I like to give her flowers for giving the absolute most vocally out of all the members. This is going to be a very short section. The rising platform was expected, but cool. I like the beginning of Sweet Melody. And I love the screens they use throughout the shows. Seriously. However, the backdrop visuals themselves, oh well. It is obviously not the girls' fault, but some of these visuals were really underwhelming. Like, really. For me personally, this is not really Little Mix I want to remember. But even though I have been critical of this tour, I believe rightfully so, I'd like to say that if you went and saw it live and you loved it, then I couldn't be happier. One of my friends actually saw the girls on this tour and she's had a good time, and that is the beauty of a live experience. The Little Mix we've known for over a decade is over. I am still looking forward to what's to come for Leigh-Anne, Perrie and Jade. And I genuinely wish them all the best. And yes, I'm gonna miss them as a group. Please share any of your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section, as I'm hoping for some cool and productive conversations. That is all I have for you guys in this video. See you soon. For now, bye guys.